Alright, Cryptids, what is going on? It is me, Mississippi Gonzo Grun, JK Redcorn, and welcome back to the Off-Road Review as I finally get around to actually doing more new ones. And particularly ones evolving around motorcycles, which this is the Western Bagger, known as Franklin's bike, and to you channel OGs who have been around since the early days, i.e. my old channel, you remember that I had this bike glitched in. Because back then on the PS3, it was easy to glitch in cars from story mode. So that was kind of the other thing. I had no clue what Franklin was doing. But, such as it is. We all know it's a Harley Davidson, and particularly the Road Glide. You know, this is kind of the strange thing about this bike. It's the Road Glide mixed with a Dyna. You know, such as it is. You know, I kind of wanted a Road Glide a long time ago, but I said, no, get back on that bike. Scatterbrained. What are you doing? See, that's the other thing, too. That particular spot right there, if you hit it on a bike, your character will step off of it. So it's like, no, get back on that bike. Don't you step off. You know, I wonder what taking motorcycles down the GTA 6 roads will look like. But yes, do I have a motorcycle IRL? Yes. I've had several types, ranging from sport bikes, dual sports. My personal favorite was the Supermoto. That one was a fun one. Now, for those of you wondering why I was not going to take it down that one, well, that one is a little bit more dangerous. And that's the other thing, too. This bike has very little traction, so do watch it. And if you do happen to do something like that, do stay on the gas. Get up there. That's the one thing about this bike I remember. This thing has questionable brakes. It's like, it's like, this thing doesn't need ABS. This thing needs drum brakes. Which I will say, on older bikes, do keep the drums. Don't try to make it ABS. It's something about older bikes and ABS that it just does not like it. But yeah, this particular Harley is, that's what Western is. Western is basically Harley Davidson. So, that's what it is. It's a Dyna, and it's a Road Glide. But you know, they should give us like a proper bagger. I mean, we got the Sovereign, which is a Road King. But I mean, I want like an actual, make it a Benny's bike. But then again, this particular community tends to complain. It's like, it's too expensive. Well, no one's forcing you to buy the bike. I just want one because, hey, I like different types of motorcycle builds. Rather it be the baggers with the big wheels on the front, hardtail choppers, street fighters, bobbers, that sort of thing. You know, whatever. Just don't be a complete dipstick with your build. Like, i.e., don't put ape hangers on it so high that you can barely reach the throttle. That's ridiculous. I say that given I've had ape hangers before, but never to the extent of ridiculous. But in Mississippi, we cannot have ape hangers that go past the shoulder. But that didn't stop me from riding the bike with them above the shoulder. It's like, whatever happened to that bike? Well, it went away. But then again, if some of y'all do remember, my old channel profile picture on this channel was in fact my old, that was actually an old Honda Shadow that I had turned into a hardtail. And that bike was eyeballed. Like, I legitimately eyeballed that bike. Oh, here goes a jet. Ah, he's getting close. But that's also kind of something. I will say that. Bikes and that sort of thing. You know, personally, I don't hate Harleys. I don't hate sport bikes. I don't hate cruisers or anything like that. And there's just certain stuff that I just don't tolerate in terms of, you know, well, just in terms of motorcycles. One, if you're going to own one, don't ride like a jackass. Don't go riding around like you're Billy Badass on a motorcycle. Just don't. And, you know, some of y'all are going to start asking, well, what about the loud pipes thing? That's a personal choice. That's up to you. You know, it doesn't matter. You can have loud pipes and be dressed up like a highlighter pen. You're still going to get hit by a car. I say that given I do ride motorcycles and I pay. It's like this. If I'm on a motorcycle, I am paranoid as hell. Because it ain't me I'm worried about. It's everybody else. People play on their cell phones too much while driving. Especially some of these jackasses around here, these redneck assholes where I live at. Playing on a cell phone, driving a truck that's sitting over a foot off the ground. It's like, you got that big ass lift kit on that truck, and you playing on a cell phone. Lad, you're going to run over somebody. Stop that nonsense. But, such as it is, I'm not going to go on any rants about rednecks or lifted trucks, given that I also have a truck myself. I just don't have it lifted. I have no interest in lifting it, because I just don't see the need to lift it at the moment. If I did lift it, I'd put a small lift on it, because that's what I would need. But yes, such as it is, like, I'll just say this. The first motorcycle I ever had was in fact a Honda Rebel. So I might go into details where I talk about that. But I might do that, you know, like in a first-person view of a... Well, I might just do that some other time. But, yeah, my first bike... Well, the first bike that I actually bought, that one was a Honda Rebel. It was a Honda Rebel 250. Crappy bike. That thing could not get up... That thing could get up to 55, and if you took it past 55, it would die. And it didn't matter how clean I tried to keep the carburetor. It was just something... It's just something about it would cause it to make a mess. That's just what it would do. It would just make a mess. But, you know, I'm going to climb up Mount Chiliad because why not? I absolutely love this bike. And just to prove a point, I'm going to climb up the gnarly stuff. Which I have done this before. That was the one thing about it. Me and Slade would just go do dumb crap on motorcycles in this game. But, you know, when it came down to who was better on motorcycles, it was always kind of back and forth. Now, if you're talking about planes and helicopters, well, Slade was a better pilot with an airplane, and I was the better helicopter pilot. But, yeah, back to the motorcycle thing, yeah. The first bike I actually ever bought for myself was, in fact, a Honda Rebel. Nothing wrong with Honda Rebels. Hey, look, if you want a Honda Rebel, go buy it. And there's nothing wrong with Honda Rebels at all. Well, the one that I bought, the only thing wrong with that one is that thing was a death wish. I mean, that thing was going to cause you problems. And by problems, I mean it was going to break down. But it didn't break down too much. It was just you couldn't take it up past 55, or else that'd be all she wrote. You took it up past 55, well, that bike was going to sputter and die. I couldn't tell you what was wrong with it. I tried everything in the world to fix that problem, but, you know, it was still an issue. Then I got rid of that one. Then I got the sport bike. That was a Suzuki. It was a Gixxer. Then I got that Hayabusa, which those of y'all know that one was bought. That one was rather questionable. That one was a pure cop magnet. You know, that Hayabusa was just a straight up cop magnet. That thing was blacked out. The whole bike was black. I'm talking about that thing was blacked out, and I was kind of a menace on that bike. You know, popping wheelies on the street. You know, just riding like a damn street Rossi. Because when you're young like that, and you're like in your 20s, you do dumb shit. You know, some older guys. I know I got a lot of fans that are older. Oh, I didn't do that, but anyway. You know, there was I got a lot of older subscribers that can attest to this. You know, when you're like in your 20s, you just feel 10 feet tall and bulletproof and nothing can harm you. And then somewhere along the line, that's strange. But anyway, somewhere along the line, something in your brain clicks in and you're like, I don't want to do that anymore. So that's what happens then. You're just kind of like, I just don't want to do that anymore. Just leave me out of it. But I'm going to stop it right there because I'll do another topic on the video where I talk about other sort of nonsense. But I will also say this. How did I dress when I ride a motorcycle? Well, kind of like what you see Franklin wearing. I kind of really did dress like that. Full face helmet and all. I never did any turtle shells, half helmets, 3/4 helmets, open face, whatever you want to call it. I always did a full face helmet because I have a rather beautiful face. I like how my face looks. I don't want to look like a lizard when I'm older. I do have some road rash, but not as bad as others. But that's because I do actually have a nice set of riding jeans. You know, a good pair of motorcycle jeans will save your ass in the long run. Literally. And my boots are actually like engineer boots, but you know, such as it is. I'm not going to go into, I'm not going to go into more details about my motorcycle wearing attire, but it kind of looked like this. So other than that, shoot the like button with the grip skiddly if you enjoyed, and please do comment down below your favorite motorcycle in GTA or your favorite Harley Davidson, which I'll talk about that in another video, which you will see that my favorite Harley in that video, because I finally got that bike back. But it's also a bike I really, really want. It's my dream bike. I've always wanted it. But trust me, those of y'all that know, keep it quiet. Those of y'all that don't know, I won't tell you. You'll just see the video when it comes out. So then, do share these videos around, because it does help my channel out in the long run, and that sort of jive. So then, y'all have a great day. Oh, before I almost forgot the most important part. My brain's a little bit foggy at the moment. Yeah, I'm kind of sick while I'm recording this, but you know, such as it is. Do smash the subscribe button today, and be sure to click the notification bell icon. And as always, y'all have a great day and a ballin' weekend. And remember, don't do anything stupid. That includes popping wheelies on sport bikes. Don't do that. That is stupid. You're not invincible. Eventually, that's going to catch up with you. You know, you don't want to be the old man, you know, in the walker, broke up, stove up, whatever you want to call it. You know, I still want to be healthy when I'm in my 70s, which is why I'm taking care of my health. Better to take care of your health now than, you know, to get older and then just have a slew of health problems. But, you know, other than that, y'all take care.